Coming up on Valley View News, the Santa Clarita City Council passes a multi-million-dollar park contract.
We don't have enough parks in Santa Clarita, okay? Valencia has a lot of parks.
Plus, as the drought gets worse, water restrictions increase as well.
It's looking like it's going to be a fourth consecutive dry year for us here.
And what are the benefits of taking jiu-jitsu classes?
And it really is, it's a beautiful thing.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Camille Acevedo.
And I'm Rocky Walker.
Acting LA Council President Mitch O'Farrell says that council members Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo are removed from committees. Committees include real estate development and housing. Both members haven't released statements since Nuri Martinez's resignation. O'Farrell says the council can't remove them from their posts, but he's hopeful that they would step down.
The suspect was arrested in the Stockton, California serial killings. Authorities say 43-year-old Wesley Brownlee was apprehended as he was hunting for his next victim. Police Chief Stanley McFadden says they managed to stop another killing. District Attorney Ron Freitas spoke in a press conference.
I look forward to prosecuting him to the fullest extent of the law.
Brownlee was wearing dark clothing with a mask around his neck at 2 a.m. He had a firearm in his waistband. Authorities are investigating if this firearm was the same one used in the serial killings.
Los Angeles City Council is still under fire as protesters demand the resignations of 2 more council members. Council members Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo were participants in the racist recording with Nuri Martinez. Protesters were outside Kevin De Leon's home this week. They call themselves the People's City Council. They dress as sanitation workers and use blaring sirens. They claim they gave De Leon the same treatment that the unhoused get. In addition, local indigenous groups marched in downtown LA demanding the 2 resign. Councilmember Mike Bonin, who was targeted in the racist recording, also demanded that De Leon and Cedillo resign.
The assistant superintendent for the San Diego County Office of Education says most districts don't have personnel dedicated to cybersecurity. The state's Department of Education says the agency provides best practices and resources for data security. It says it's up to the district and the school officials to make security decisions. LAUSD was hit by a ransomware attack early this month. The hacker threatened to publish confidential data. Experts in cybersecurity say LAUSD isn't ready for another ransomware attack. Public schools hold personal data, including social security numbers and health and financial records.
Santa Clarita's City Council voted in favor of constructing a new park. Our reporter Jesse Barrientos attended the meeting.
Santa Clarita City Council voted in favor of a new park design contract. It'll cost $6.3 million. Tony Maldonado is president of the Republican Congress Club.
Canyon Country in particular needs to have more facilities that can provide enough activities, physical activities for adults, children.
Santa Clarita has 35 parks, and Elaine Ballas loves them, but she says she wants more attention to be paid to other city facilities and to the interests the people in the community have.
But the problem is there are other people coming into the community who have other interests other than that, and I think those need to be addressed.
Even though there are many parks here in Santa Clarita, Maldonado says the parks are spread out throughout the valley. Most are in 2 locations.
We don't have enough parks in Santa Clarita, okay? Valencia has a lot of parks. Saugus has a lot of parks. Canyon Country and New Holt do not have enough parks.
The city will discuss the park's design with the contractors soon to see how many fields, courts, and playgrounds will be included.
There's still going to be more information coming out on the new park on Via Princesa. Reporting from City Hall in Santa Clarita, I'm Jesse Barrientos, Valley View News.
The Biden administration opened the application process for Americans seeking student debt relief. The early opening is a test to help the Education Department find problems with the site before its official launch. Anyone who applies for debt relief will get a confirmation email, but their application won't be processed until October. People who made less than $125,000 in either 2020 or 2021 are eligible for up to $10,000 of federal student loan debt forgiveness.
The LA County Department of Public Social Services launched its pilot program for the so-called Basic Income Allowance. The program will give 300 people between 18 and 24 $1,000 a month for 3 years. LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis says people will be randomly selected for the program. To be eligible, applicants must be enrolled in the General Relief Opportunities for Work, or the GROW program. Grow offers employment and training opportunities for young adults. Solis says the extra income will help unlock their full potential.
Some California families might be able to get up to $100 a month for groceries. The Más Fresco program lets CalFresh participants to earn $2 to $4 for every $1 of CalFresh benefits they receive. The program partners with UC San Diego Health, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and Northgate Gonzalez Market. It wants to promote a diet of fresh fruits and veggies. Recipients must be enrolled in the CalFresh program and be at least 18 years old to participate. Rewards can only be earned and used at the Northgate Market location.
LA County launched a mobile health clinic service to help the unhoused. Officials say it's a more efficient way to ensure immediate health care. The blue trucks have examination rooms for primary and urgent care. They also have ultrasounds, EKGs, psychiatric care, and substance abuse treatment. Social workers can meet patients at the blue trucks. The county vehicles are located near homeless encampments. Since they're mobile, they can move as encampments move along. The truck costs more than $2.2 million.
A new fellowship program lets undocumented students to earn money while in college. College Corps fellows will do projects for public schools, food insecurity, and climate change. Fellows will get up to $10,000 for a year of service. It includes a living allowance and an education award. UC San Diego has 95 fellows who work with community partners for hands-on experiences.
California allotted money to continue the CalHope Warm Line. CalHope was launched in response to the COVID pandemic. It provides non-crisis emotional support 24 hours of the day. The state approved $30 million for the next 3 years to improve CalHope and other mental health programs.
The 38th annual AIDS Walk LA is returning. The 2-mile walk was themed Be All Over It. Walkers raised more than $92 million in the fight against HIV and AIDS. The money goes to prevention, care, and advocacy group programs. More than 18,000 people have HIV and AIDS in the country. This is the first in-person AIDS walk since the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak.
The number of hospitalized LA County COVID patients continues to decline. The number dropped by 9 people, bringing the overall total down to 446. 58 of them are intensive care. The county reported 1,329 new infections. That number is likely to be under the actual amount because more people are using at-home COVID tests. This winter is expected to see a significant surge in COVID cases. Last winter's surge didn't overwhelm hospital staffs due to widespread vaccinations and immunity. County Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer still wants people to get the most recent COVID booster shots in order to avoid straining the healthcare system this winter season.
LA County health officials say some travelers will be screened for the Ebola virus. The federal government is rerouting travelers from Uganda after an Ebola outbreak in the African nation. Local health officials say no one from Uganda has traveled through LAX in the past 21 days. Travelers who exhibit any symptoms of Ebola will be referred to the LA County Department of Public Health. The county will provide travelers with informational materials about Ebola and its 21-day incubation period.
2 years ago, California banned flavored tobacco products like menthol cigarettes and cotton candy vaping juice. Officials say the products attract children to use them, but the ban could be halted because tobacco companies managed to get enough signatures to put the law to a statewide vote. State Democrats say the law is needed in order to stop the rising numbers of teens smoking. Some Republicans say the ban will cost the state around $100 million annually in tax revenue.
Harvey Weinstein's rape and sexual assault trial started last week in Los Angeles. Among his accusers is Jennifer Siebel Newsom, Governor Gavin Newsom's wife. The actor and documentary filmmaker will testify at the trial next week. Weinstein is already serving a 23-year prison sentence in New York for 11 counts of rape and sexual assault. Jennifer Siebel Newsom and 4 other women will testify as Jane Doe. The trial comes 5 years after the women's stories made the Me Too movement explode.
Authorities are investigating a fatal gang-related shooting that killed a Santa Ana man last Saturday. The Santa Ana Police Department said 25-year-old Abelino Freddy Vigueras died from multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was later pronounced dead.
A carjacking victim died during a police pursuit in Los Angeles. The victim was stuck in the car's seatbelt and dragged on pavement for nearly 3 miles. Suspect Joshua Reyes carjacked the vehicle during a police pursuit. Reyes will be booked on homicide charges once he's released from the hospital. He was wanted in connection with an armed robbery, and that's why police were trying to arrest him.
More to come on Valley View News. Turkey is in mourning after an explosion killed 41 coal miners, and Venezuelan migrants are denied asylum.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
For a look into international news, here's Savanah Taylor in our Digital Media Center.
Kremlin officials blame Ukraine for a rocket attack that struck the mayor's office in Donetsk last weekend. The attack came 8 months into the Russian-Ukrainian war. Most of the towns affected by recent attacks are in the industrial region of eastern Ukraine. The mayor building was seriously damaged and cars nearby burnt. So far, there are no reports of casualties. In Turkey, loved ones mourn the death of 41 coal miners after an explosion last Friday. It happened in the Black Sea town of Amazara. 11 coal miners were injured. 5 of the injured are in critical condition, suffering from burns to most of their bodies. General Secretary Xi of China called for a faster military buildup last week at China's National Congressional meeting. So far, there are no new policies that would heighten tension with Washington and neighboring Asian countries. China is looking to expand its military reach by developing more ballistic missiles. It has the world's second largest military budget after the U.S. The country will be also installing new Congress members for the next 5 years. Barriers blocking residents of Shuafet refugee camp near East Jerusalem were removed last Thursday morning. Residents say the siege of Shuafet is uniting Arab parts of the city. They also say the strike led to 2 roads being opened back into the camp. The streets were littered with burnt tires, debris from rubber bullets, and gas grenade canisters. Residents say although Thursday was quiet, the peace is determined solely upon the actions of the police. A fire broke out at Iran's Evin prison, killing 4 detainees and injuring 61. Iranian authorities say a prison workshop was set on fire after a fight among prisoners. Evin holds those facing security charges and dual nationality. Iranian judges say 4 of those injured are in critical condition. Those killed died of smoke inhalation. Back to you at the studio.
Scientists say the drought in California is getting worse each year. Our reporter David Reyes talked to experts to see what is to come.
The entire state of California is officially in a declared severe water drought due to years of very little rainfall and snowpack. As a result, water conservation efforts are growing. Farm advisor Ben Faber says California's drought isn't a new problem.
And, water has always been an issue. It's a Mediterranean climate that's limited by the rainfall that occurs in the wintertime.
Daniel Drugan, manager of resources at Callegua's Municipal Water District, says the state depends too much on rainfall and Sierra snowpack for water. Rain and snow have been very limited in the past few years.
Right now, we just ended the third year of below average snowpack, and we're expecting that next year it's looking like it's going to be a fourth consecutive dry year for us here.
As conservation increases, the price of water increases as well.
It's about $1,700 an acre foot. With the current drought restrictions that we have in place right now, it could escalate up to $3,700 an acre foot for that water supply.
On October 13th, it was announced that in Orange County, the Coastal Commission approved of a desalination plant. It will convert seawater into drinking water. For LiveView News, I'm David Reyes.
For the first time ever, Alaska's snow crab season is canceled. This is after billions of crabs have seemingly disappeared from the Bering Sea in recent years. The Alaska Board of Fisheries says that the population of snow crabs has fallen drastically below the regular threshold needed to open the fishery and blame warm water in the Bering Sea. The crustacean population is at its lowest ever, shrinking from 8 billion in 2018 to 1 billion in 2021. Officials have cited overfishing as their reason for canceling the season.
Many Venezuelan migrants are being denied asylum under a current U.S. policy. Shelters are full, according to Jose Maria Garcia Lara, who says he has 260 migrants on the floor and the shelter is over capacity. This is the most since 2012 when the facility opened. The U.S. is allowing 24,000 Venezuelans to apply online to fly directly to the U.S. for temporary stay. The U.S. will also start returning those Venezuelans who crossed illegally from Mexico.
2 women are on bail after being charged with criminal damage after throwing tomato soup over Van Gogh's Sunflowers painting at the National Gallery in London last week. The activists representing Just Stop Oil are seeking to halt oil and gas extraction projects in the United Kingdom. The painting was only minimally damaged due to a glass protective case, but the frame was damaged. The painting was cleaned and put back on display by Friday afternoon. The protesters are currently on bail under the condition they don't have paint or adhesive substances on them in public. Police say they made close to 28 arrests in relation to Friday's protests.
2,700-year-old Assyrian carvings were revealed at a ceremony at Faitha, an archaeological park in northern Iraq, on Sunday. The rock carvings measure 16 feet wide and 6.5 feet tall and depict kings praying to the gods. They date from the reigns of Sargon II and his son Sennacherib, 721 BCE to 681 BCE. Iraq contains some of the oldest ancient cities in the world.
When we come back, BTS held a free concert. Stay with us.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, love you always.
Everything I do.
you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Following recent anti-Semitic comments, Kanye West, who now wants to be referred to as Ye, continues to make headlines, this time for claiming that George Floyd was killed by fentanyl consumption. On the Drink Champ podcast, Ye told host Noor and DJ EFN that Floyd being murdered by the knee of former police officer Derek Chauvin was a lie. He stated that officers hit Floyd with fentanyl and that Chauvin's knee was not on Floyd hard enough to kill him. Members of the Floyd family are considering taking legal actions against West for the false statement. They say he undermines and diminishes the family's fight. Ye has also made the news for recent anti-Semitic comments.
It's the season for spooky at the box office. The slasher film Halloween Ends made its debut in theaters this weekend, racking up $41.3 million in ticket sales. The horror film earned itself a 40% Rotten Tomatoes rating, taking first place at the box office. Another horror thriller, Smile, earned another $12.4 million, totaling a little over $71 million in 3 weeks. It landed in second place in the box office. Lyle Lyle Crocodile and The Woman King found themselves taking the third and fourth spots of the box, making less than $10 million and less than $5 million respectively. Amsterdam rounds out the top 5, generating a low $2.9 million.
K-pop group BTS reunited for a free concert in Busan, South Korea in support of the country's bid to host the World Expo 2030. On Saturday, more than 52,000 fans gathered for the BTS Yet to Come in Busan concert. Even more fans were outside watching the show live on several large screens. 100,000 more fans were expected to visit the stadium. South Korea is one of the 3 nations bidding to host the World Expo 2030, which is expected to be picked this year. BTS has been the official ambassadors for the World Expo 2030 in Busan since July.
Rapper Megan Thee Stallion spoke out about a burglary in her Los Angeles home one day before she was set to host Saturday Night Live. The 27-year-old rapper wasn't home when the burglary occurred. 2 male suspects left her house with cash, jewelry, and electronics. The LAPD cannot confirm if there are suspects in custody.
Reality TV star Khloe Kardashian is healing after she recently revealed she had a tumor removed from her face. She says she noticed a small bump on her cheek that did not heal after 7 months. That was when she went to get it checked. Doctors told her she would need to have an immediate operation to stop the growth from becoming cancerous. Kardashian says she hopes sharing her cancer scare will spur others to wear sunscreen and get their skin checked frequently.
Jiu-jitsu is an activity that helps relieve stress and build confidence. Our reporter Maximus Osborne talked to trainers and students at a local school about the benefits.
Jiu-jitsu is sometimes referred to as the gentle art, and here at New Ground Jiu-Jitsu in Van Nuys, the team knows just how to ease beginners, but also cater to those looking to ramp up the intensity. Michael Wong is one of the newer coaches at New Ground Jiu-Jitsu.
We integrate a lot of the wrestling and self-defense, especially in the beginner classes, into the actual class itself. As you go along higher in the advanced levels of jiu-jitsu, you focus more on the sport aspect.
Jiu-jitsu is a system of grappling with emphasis on activity from the back. The aim is to utilize techniques to catch your opponent into a submission. From there, jiu-jitsu practitioners say it's tap, nap, or snap. For many, it becomes a lifestyle. Pablo Humilidad has been training at New Ground for several months.
I mean, it's a friendly environment. I mean, if you come with the right mind and wanting to learn, this is the spot. That's what I recommend everybody to come try it out.
There are many who train jiu-jitsu that end up falling in love with the art. Many say they gain more than techniques such as confidence, respect, and stress relief. Joshua Lee Kassan is a New Ground student and aspiring professional mixed martial artist.
Go for it. This is your space to do that, okay? But I would say most definitely the stress that you have through the day, put it into your emotions, put it into your technique, you know what I'm saying? And it really is, it's a beautiful thing.
New Ground Jiu-Jitsu is open from Sunday to Monday with available classes for all levels. Reporting from Van Nuys, I'm Maximus Osborne.
New Orleans Saints star running back Alvin Kamara is being sued for $10 million in damages for allegedly beating a man unconscious. Darnell Green Jr. claims Kamara and 3 other men beat and stomped him outside a Las Vegas nightclub on the morning of February 5th. Kamara allegedly started the altercation by pushing Green into a wall and repeatedly punching him in the face, even after Green was on the floor. Green was rushed to the hospital after sustaining severe injuries to his neck, back, head, shoulder, knee, and face. According to the complaint filed, Green will need continued surgeries. All 4 of the men involved are reportedly facing conspiracy to commit battery. Kamara's next hearing is scheduled for November 9th.
The San Diego Padres upset number 1 seed Los Angeles Dodgers on Saturday night in a 3-1 series record, advancing to the NLCS for the first time in 24 years. Dodgers had a 2-run lead going into the 7th inning. However, they were only able to get 1 more run before giving up 5 runs to the Padres in the same inning. Padres pitchers Robert Suarez and Josh Hader closed out the last 2 innings with 6 quick outs. San Diego will host Game 1 of the NLCS against the Philadelphia Phillies on Tuesday in the best-of-7 series. The winner will go on to the World Series.
Los Angeles Rams end a 2-game losing streak, getting a much-needed win against the Carolina Panthers. The home team had a rough start and went into halftime down. However, they started clicking and took the lead by the 3rd quarter. Quarterback Matthew Stafford threw for 253 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Running back Darrell Henderson had a touchdown with 43 total rushing yards, while wide receiver Cooper Kupp led the team with 97 total yards. The final score was 24-10. Rams have a bye week this weekend.
The San Francisco 49ers suffered a hard loss at the hands of the Atlanta Falcons. The 49ers struggled at the start of the match but were able to tie the game halfway through the 2nd quarter. Atlanta responded by scoring another touchdown, then 1 more in the 3rd quarter. 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 296 yards. He also had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Wide receiver Brandon Ayuk led the Niners with 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. The final score was 14-28. The 49ers will host the Kansas City Chiefs next.
The Major League Soccer playoffs are here, and the Los Angeles Galaxy find themselves advancing to the 2nd round. The Galaxy hosted Nashville SC on Saturday for the first round of the playoffs in a highly anticipated game. Right back Julian Araujo scored the only goal of the game, headering the ball off a cross in the 2nd half. This was minutes after Galaxy striker Javier Hernandez's goal was disallowed. Galaxy will be traveling to the Bank of California Stadium to play against hometown rivals LAFC. Game time is 7 p.m. Thursday.
Barbie is honoring music icon Tina Turner. Meet Tiny Tina Turner, part of Mattel's signature Barbie doll collection, which honors trailblazing women. Turner is one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. The superstar's doll is inspired by Turner's look in the 1985 video for her hit single, What's Love Got to Do With It? The limited edition Tina Turner Barbie doll will retail for $55 at Mattel's online store and can also be found at Target and Walmart stores. That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Rocky Walker.
And I'm Camille Acevedo. For stories any time of day, go to our website, csunvalleyview.edu. Thanks for watching.